this one. If I could have Annette Diadamo join us here in the front. I don't want to tire your hands out, so we're going to leave the resolution to last. I want to start by saying when something works well, it works well, meaning you don't have to think about it. You just know that it's going to be taken care of and that the process works and that there's a certain faith that happens in those moments that you can't replace. And so when Annette reached out to let me know she was retiring, I think I ignored her text for about 10 days. No, she'll reconsider it if I don't acknowledge it. But she has chosen to retire. And in my core, I know that the county has been so effective in Sacramento and DC because of the guidance and the relationships that you have given us through your hard work for so many decades. I want to thank you for all that you've given, because without you, I know that the top legislative priority for Monterey County would not be clean drinking water in San Lucas. Without you, I know that our ATP funding in those same communities in San Lucas, San Ardo, Salinas, Castroville would not have been accomplished. It's your hard work that helped raise the priorities of this county and its people on those important lists around the state. You have given so much of yourself to all of Monterey County's residents, and it is with a deep sigh of sadness that I share with all of you that she is retiring. Let's give Annette a round of applause. I want to give my colleagues an opportunity to say thank you as well. So I'm going to start to my right. Or I'm going to go left. Sorry.
We're going to go left. There. Annette, I have had the privilege, even though I am the shortest serving so far supervisor in Monterey County, I've had the privilege of working with you for years. And I saw the same text. And I think I did respond right away, but just gasping, oh my goodness, how can you retire? And so I just want to say, for me, your accessibility and the clarity with which you communicate and the ability to take ideas that could potentially be all over the place and run with them and make things happen is what I appreciate so much. And just, I mean, if I were to talk about or try to identify the people that I've had the chance to work with in the county since 2016 when I got to be part of the county, you rise to the top as someone that represents for me the good work that Monterey County does and what is possible. And I'm going to miss you so much. So congratulations on your retirement. You deserve it. And you just know how grateful we are for everything you've done for this county for so many years.
Annette, I've only worked here for a couple of years or so, although I did have some awareness of what you did and some contact prior to becoming a supervisor. But what has become really clear is just how much you are effective, how thorough you are, how committed you are to everything that you've ever done. And it has, it's been just impressive to see that. It was only, what have been 6 months or 8 months now that since I've been on the legislative committee, I had a chance to work with you on there. And so it's a little bit of sadness in there that I know that you're going to be leaving, and I really wish I was going to have an opportunity to work with you more in that committee, but also as a member of the board. Being that I've only got this little slice of 2.5 years of having the opportunity to be with you, but to see, just to see your passion, your thoroughness, as I said earlier, is just it's extraordinary, and you really set a high bar for everybody in this county, and it's hard to always say anybody's going to be irreplaceable, but you're about as close to irreplaceable as irreplaceable can be. So I really wish you the best as you go forward in life. Whatever you do, you'll be successful, and I just hope you'll be very happy.
Thank you so much.
I too ignored your text because what do you say? And I kind of thought maybe it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't the most professional reaction. But I feel like I've grown up with you here in the county, Annette, and I've learned so much from you. There's the content parts, like the issues, but you've taught me so much more about how to navigate these spaces, staying calm, level-headed in these moments that feel like, how do you do that? I've watched you in moments where it feels like how do you, but Monterey County is what Monterey County is. We are who we are. We've achieved what we've achieved. Like there's no part of this county that is what it is that you haven't been a part of, Annette. And the challenges that we've overcome, we've been through so much. And I mean, even just the last 5 years, but going back beyond that, I mean, we have grown as a county. Like I've grown as a person, but we've grown as a county and as a culture and as a we've been able to achieve what we've been able to achieve. It's truly your fingerprints are they touch all of it. They touch every single department. They touch every single every bit of who we are is like you've been a part of it all, and thank you for all of that. And you are irreplaceable, and 100%. But I just thank you for everything that you've given to this community, and thank you for choosing to work here, and thank you for choosing to work with us. And I wish you all of the best, and I hope you stay in touch. And for all the things, Chris you're so eloquent, Chris, and speaking to the issues and some very specific things. And the words escape me in this moment, but I've appreciated working with you in ways that I can't even begin to articulate. So thank you, and I'm gonna give you a hug.
So if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm filibustering. I'm not yet given her resolution, which means she can still change her mind. But in that, I do want to invite up Nick Chulos, who has worked with Annette the entire time, to share a little bit with us.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair Lopez and board members. Annette, I can't, everything the board members have said about you is completely 100% true. As somebody that's worked with you day in and day out really for all these years. And I've worked with a lot of different kinds of people over the years, and I can't think of anyone who is your caliber, who is just, you're the kind of person that I know when you're involved in a complex assignment, it'll be done completely, thoroughly, and you have the ability to negotiate the most complicated legislative matters with great skill. Just amazing. And the other thing I really appreciate is when things get tough, and things have gotten tough, you have a great sense of humor. And that comes in handy. It really does. But I just want to wish you the very best. And Randy, where's Randy? And I want to wish both of you the very best as you move on to this other chapter. But to say it's been a joy working with you is a complete understatement. It's just been amazing. You've been great. And Randy, you are a lucky guy. That's all I got to say. Yeah.
Hi, Annette. Please don't leave. We will miss you so much. On behalf of the County Council's office, I've worked with you for 10 plus years, and it's been an absolute pleasure. You are such a quick study, and I've worked with departments who present you with very complex items, including water resources, which probably makes you want to pull your hair out. And you understand it, you take care of it. So competent, so patient, and very good at herding cats. So you will be so missed, and we wish you nothing but the best in your retirement.
So Annette, this is the first time we're meeting in person. Yeah, and I arrived in January of 23. So it's been a couple years, and one of the things I've appreciated the most about you is that you are exactly who you are. And in all this time that we've only known each other virtually, you always say exactly what you think. You always give that perspective that merges together this entire board in what Monterey County means, not just to the state, but to the nation. And, you know, we traveled to Washington, D.C., and every time we did, it was how great you were and how great you are. Mm-hmm. And in this moment where you're choosing to spend time with family and make the exit that you're making by ensuring that we have a warm handoff so that we will all be okay, you are giving us the greatest lesson. And I want to thank you for that, because I know it wasn't easy, and I know Karina is forever, you know, grateful of everything you've done, and Karina loves public speaking, but in this, in this instance, I'm gonna channel what she's thinking and truly just say thank you. As somebody who grew up in this county, in a small town of King City, to farm-working parents, and then had the opportunity to come back after 30 years, you represent everything that this county is, and every action that you take is creating immeasurable opportunities for all of us. Those of us of any descent who come to this county are touched by the work that you do, and that's what I want you to take with you, is that you're teaching us right now what it is to be a public servant, but also to be able to merge all of us together even when we disagree, to ensure that we are doing what's best for our community. So as somebody who grew up here, thank you for giving your heart and soul. And I know you're going to do great things. And thank you again for showing us what to do in the next step. So thank you.
Great. Thank you, CAO. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very bittersweet moment for many of us that have had the opportunity to work with Annette Diadamo. This is my 9th year as a county supervisor. I'm a former mayor, former state assembly member, and the oldest serving county supervisor now. And I have to say, Annette Diadamo is among the very best professionals that I've met doing legislative work in all my 17 years in elected office. I have to say, this retirement is well-deserved. Nobody could dispute that. But as many of my colleagues, when I got the call, the first thing I yelled out was no. And it was very, very longer than that. And then I tried to plead if she would rescind her retirement. Then I pleaded maybe one more year only, but none of that worked. Mm-hmm. But everyone, this job has been so important. We live in the 4th largest economy in the world, a state that has so much complex legislative matters, budgetary matters that impact the lives of over 40 million Californians, but our 435 plus thousand residents that call Monterey County their home. They often say, your average person in our community doesn't have a lobbyist in Sacramento or Washington. Well, in Monterey County, they do. Annette has been part of that team, Ashley, our federal lobbyist, but they couldn't do the work without having a point person who, when issues come that really are going to impact them, whether we're against something or we're for something, Annette has been that driving force on so many different issues. And I always say, when nobody's looking and you're looking out for the least among us, our poorest residents, our most disadvantaged communities, that really shows who you are. And this lady has been there being a big champion with the rest of all the 5 county supervisors and all her team. She has been there championing for the poorest people in our community. I remember very clearly in 2020, we had 3 fires. Our agricultural commissioner deployed N95 masks because the harvest didn't stop. They needed to pick those, but there was smoke in the air. Well, that idea, we eventually made it a bill sponsored by Speaker Rivas that now it's a standard for Cal OSHA. During the COVID pandemic, it seems like today, but back then when we were fighting just to get COVID tests for our agricultural workers, we were the first and are pushing for that. She wrote the first letters to the governor's office and to the state agencies pushing for that because they were still working while the rest of us were being able to stay at home. And then the first vaccinations, we were the first to do that. Then the 2 little girls outside of the Taco Bell in East Salinas didn't have access to broadband. We were the first to push for what is now a $6 billion project for Middle Mile. all across the state of California. All those efforts wouldn't be possible without this lady being there, pushing, working with her team. And she has to work with all the different departments. She has to work with all the legislative staff, Senate, State Assembly, our federal offices. She's done it with such professionalism, and she has done it very effectively. We have some big shoes to fill here today after she leaves in a few days. But it's not unknown to the Diadamo family. Her sister, Didi Diadamo, is also another dedicated public servant serving on the State Water Board for so many years. It really shows your family, you really value public service. So on behalf of all my team, Linda, Javi, Jasmine, we just want to really say how much we love and respect you, Annette, and we are going to miss you tremendously. And I want to be the first to present you these flowers on behalf of the Legislative Committee. Congratulations.
And the filibustering continues. Let me welcome up Dominic Dursa from the Office of Speaker Rivas. There's still time in it.
What, 25 hours? We can do this. Do I get restroom breaks? Okay, we're good. No, just like everybody else, I think the hardest part when I heard the news was, man, I don't know who wants to fill your shoes. No. And I was quick to tell people that, because from a staff perspective, you've always been a staffer. And one of the hardest things that I think most people won't realize until you've been in the middle of all this is just how hard it is to take the vision of some very headstrong folks, respectfully, of course. But you got to take that vision and you have to make it work. And more importantly, you have to get results. You have to get results that our community sees. And that's always a challenge because it's easy not to have faith in the work we do of public service at these things we call government. But throughout the years, whether it's been from South County in places like San Lucas and the Reservoir, when the speaker first entered office and you were able to help secure that funding, to the relief efforts in Pajaro, your efforts have always been visible in the community. Maybe not your name, but certainly those of us who have always worked behind the scenes have had nothing but the respect that you deserve. Because when we've gone into your meetings, they've always been smooth. They've always been informative, and they've always been meetings we can easily just take something away and go, yeah, we can run with that. And so for somebody like Robert or John Laird, people who represent rural areas, for the speaker, he covers 4 counties, 9 cities currently. And it's not always easy, believe it or not, to get information out of folks. Hey, what do you need? You would think that would be an easy question sometimes to ask a community. Sometimes it can be the hardest question, but you've never made that difficult for the speaker to go with what the county wants and needs up in Sacramento. And I think that's just one of the reasons why we've always enjoyed the relationship that we've had with you. So enjoy the retirement. I hope somebody suckers you back into service. I know it'll happen because, good people get bored, But certainly on behalf of the speaker, I just want to join everybody here in just saying thank you for your years of service and don't be afraid to add on, 1 or 2 more. Thank you. Oh, and we're still, because you weren't in charge of this, we're still waiting for the language for our reso, but we brought a certificate today. Mm-hmm. So this will just be the stand-in until we get you the resolution. Thank you. Oh, absolutely.
Thank you, Don. And it appears we've run out of runway. And so I will finally do what we said we were going to do from the outset and present you a resolution that recognizes all your work from starting at Cal State Sacramento to that work with Gary Condit and the important work that's been mentioned here, the work in Pajaro, the levees, the water funding, San Nardo, San Lucas. You have impacted so many, and so it is my honor to ask you to enjoy retirement to its fullest extent. You've earned it, and present you this resolution.
Thank you, Chris.
And we'll give you the microphone.
Wow. Okay. Is it on? Yeah. Okay, so this is a little overwhelming, and everyone who knows me knows I don't like this kind of attention, but wow, I just don't know how I'm going to process all these kind words that have been said today. So thank you so much. It has been my pleasure to spend my entire career working in some kind of public service, whether it's for Congress or for a special district or for county government or nonprofits. And I have my sister to blame for all this because she was the one that actually got me hired in my first job out of college working for Congressman Condit. And in Washington, D.C., we sat across, our desks were butted up against each other, and she's been my biggest mentor throughout my career. So it is a unique pleasure to be able to work alongside people that care so much about the communities they serve and the people they serve, and to be a part of advancing that vision is just, it's a blessing. And I'm so grateful for the opportunities that this county has afforded me to be a part of that. And I really want to thank this board because everyone on here is like a political beast. You guys all really have strong opinions and care so deeply about our community, and you have pushed me like to the limit in terms of being able to advance that vision. But you've also provided very clear direction in terms of what your priorities are and what your values are as a board, and hired very capable county departments that have been able to articulate, how to get there and to help. You've invested the funding in our state and federal lobbyists that help me execute your vision. And Nick has let me really kind of take the reins in shaping the program. And I especially want to thank Supervisor Alejo. He has served on the board's legislative committee since he came into office as supervisor. And he has really pushed for the advancement of the program so that Monterey County isn't just one that follows along. Monterey County is one that leads in policymaking at the state and federal government. And it was his idea to start doing the county's annual legislative workshops with our legislators and things like that that make us very proactive and that have helped us be more effective in the work that we've done. And I also want to thank this board and Sonia and Nick, the county executive team, because you sit up on the dais and you talk about the values of this county and you talk about the value of your employees. But over the last few years, as my parents were in decline and I had to step into that role of supporting them, you really did support me in that. And that's the stuff that made me want to go the extra mile for all of you, because I knew that you cared about me, not just the employee, but as the person. And I really, really, truly appreciate that. I thank you for all these kind words and for this recognition today. And yeah, I'll miss all of you. Thank you.
Now, Dee Dee, you have to put the phone down. Family, please come up. Let's do a group photo with everybody.
Nick has some flowers to present as well.
Nick has some flowers as well.
Got a lot of flowers today.
Come on forward. Don't be shy.
Your husband, Nick.
Karina, you too. Nice try.
You guys want to get next to Annette?
Yeah. You got the stand right here, right?
You guys should get close to your
Lopez, thank you so much.
Let's have you guys.
Why don't you guys get in for a second?
Yes. Oh, no, I don't.
Yeah, I'm front and center here. Pardon me.
You guys are going to have to.
Big time.
Always that squeeze.
Yeah, thank you.
You're going to be okay.
What a nice.
Oh, it's great. I so love it.
Yeah, we have them right here for you. They're all right here. And we're going to grab Annette's right now.